Imagine this. You're a rat in the 1970s during a groundbreaking addiction study. You're all alone in a small cage with two choices, clear water or a morphine solution. Isolated and bored, would you not reach for the morphine? A little ways off, there is another world known as Rat Park, full of happy socializing rodents who are offered the same choice. They are moved to the park and lo and behold, they mostly choose water over morphine. You'd be wondering what on earth made the caged rat, that is you, suddenly less interested in morphine in Rat Park? Welcome back to Human Mechanics, where today we'll be delving into that very question. We're exploring the poignant role loneliness plays in addiction. You see, addiction is much more common than you may think, and it is not exclusive to hard drugs, cigarettes, or alcohol. The morning coffee we can't do without, the video games we can't step away from, they are also forms of addictive behavior. So what ties all these forms of addiction together? A lack of purpose and motivation. When we have companions to share our lives with, it fuels our life's purpose and helps us feel connected. In the digital age, this sense of being loved and connected becomes difficult, as we may see people physically, but interact with them far less. Filling our lives with love helps us to chase our aspirations. But when this human connection is missing, addiction sneaks in and fills the void. As a result, rather than confronting life's challenges, we numb our dissatisfaction with addictive behaviors. Think about it. Would you still want to spend your weekends getting high or glued to video games if you had fun activities planned with friends and family? That's not to say some wouldn't, but it's less likely to be habitual. In our Rat Park study, rats had access to morphine but seldom relied on it. Just like these rats, loneliness deprives us of a sense of purpose, making us prone to addiction. Now, it's not just loneliness that leads to addiction, but also the lack of quality relationships. Real friends understand and support us. They don't belittle our efforts to quit addictions. That's why robust systems like Alcoholics Anonymous and sponsors are invaluable in combating addiction. Addictions don't just sprout when we're lonely, but loneliness definitely waters their roots. We can be surrounded by people yet still feel alone if our relationships lack depth. So the cure? Connection. Psychoanalyst Abraham Maslow underlines love and belonging in his hierarchy of needs. When these needs are met, there's no room left for addictive behaviors, but we must tread carefully not to swap one addiction for an emotional reliance on others. Addressing addiction means building emotional resilience and learning to trust yourself and those around you. Cultivate connections that help us feel grounded and fulfilled rather than nudging us back into the clutches of addiction. Remember, beneath the label of addiction, there's a human being desperately craving connection and understanding. In the end, we're a lot more complicated than rats, but like our furry friends in the Rat Park experiment, loneliness messes with our self-esteem and sense of purpose. Fill that void with reliable people and be one of those reliable people in return, because sometimes people closer to us might be lonelier than we realize. And that wraps up today's episode on Human Mechanics. By the way, have you ever dealt with an addiction or helped someone through an addiction? We would love to read your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed our little exploration today, don't forget to show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing. It means the world to all of us here at Human Mechanics. Until the next time, take care, folks.